a guided practice and visualization of strength. So get yourself settled and notice what's in your body. Notice the energy. If there are things that are tight, could you soften that? Settle into the experience in your body. And if you were to say to yourself, I'm afraid, I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm strong, I'm resilient, I have a lot of strengths and connections that will help get me through this. Let's sit with that. I'm strong and resilient. Notice what that feels like in your body. Notice your breath. Notice that we have the emotional stability to stay present in our body with our breath. We could relax our shoulders. We could soften the belly. That we're not actually taken over by fear. We can stay present with ourselves right now. And bring to mind some experiences from your past, maybe recent or a while ago. What's your experience right now with your emotional stability and resilience and strength? What comes to mind as an example of that? And then really vividly see it. Put yourself back visually, feel it in your body. If you're standing, feel the strength in your legs. Feel the groundedness in your mind. You're able to stay present in your body with your breath. And let yourself run through that. Maybe you were feeling afraid and you still said something that needed to be said. We feel that in our body, there's a certain energy to that. And then we face it and we say it, or we do it. And we live through it. It actually feels very powerful to stand up for ourselves, to be strong. Notice your breath. Notice your mind. What are the thoughts in your mind? We're not really asking the mind to help us figure anything out at the moment. And we might bring to mind our experience this week as an example of resilience and strength. Even though we've been experiencing more fear than usual, our bodies might be tight, we might have had a lot more catastrophic thoughts, that we've been bringing ourselves back. And we know that because we're here, for one thing. Maybe we've been practicing kindness for ourselves. Even with this experience of heightened fear, that we're not turning against ourselves, or if we do, we're noticing it and then coming back, reassuring ourselves. So we can notice with catastrophic thinking that we avoid being in our body. So with mindfulness, it's all about staying present. And with catastrophic thinking or with fear, our experience is so difficult that we don't want to stay present. So even when we're doing a practice of resilience, we might still find that our mind, we're just being taken back up into the mind a lot, that our mind loses the focus and gets caught up in some kind of planning or what if scenarios. So if that's the case, we could just notice that. We know some really effective ways to work with catastrophic thinking. One is to notice it. One is to do some tapping, put the thoughts into a frame or the pictures and tap on the forehead. Take your attention into the sound of the tapping, the sensation of the tapping. We actually know quite a bit, and we've all, I'm sure, been practicing this a certain amount. We know a lot about this, how to avoid the catastrophic thinking that can really kind of take us out of our body. Another thing that's helpful is to put a period on the end of the sentence. If we're noticing that something keeps taking us out of our present moment, if something's scaring us, I don't know what's going to happen. Put a period on the end of the sentence. Just say, I don't know what's going to happen, or I'm afraid, or whatever it might be, and then put a period on the end of the sentence. So do that now. If there's any fear thoughts, if there's any catastrophic thinking, put it into words. Hear the words in your mind and then say, period. It's like a signal to our brain that we're not going to take on any more of that. We're going to stop the catastrophic thinking. We recognize that's what it is. We recognize it's a fear response. We're not shaming ourselves. We try to have patience with it. And well, there's a lot of other practices we can do, like box breathing and shaking it out and other emergency practices to deal with it. But two of the most simple are just to do some tapping and to put it in a frame and notice the space around the outside of it. So let's come back again. If there's catastrophic thinking, we could stop and deal with it that way, work with it. And then let's come back again to I am strong and resilient. I feel fear. It's true. And I'm also aware of my strength and resilience. Notice what's coming up in your mind. Focus in again on that.